just stop for a second while we watch this moment of the torch being lit. Photographs with the crowd, obviously. Big smiles. Is it quite technical here, Bill, or is it quite simple to do this?
The answer is it's quite technical. I certainly couldn't do it. Thankfully, our torch team have been practicing this. It's a matter of taking the flame out from the lantern and putting it onto the torch itself. It's a machine called a rod, the lighting rod, which takes the flame.
Okay, well let's have a little watch. They're just enjoying the moment, aren't they? Rightly so.
I think if I was them, I'd milk it for all it was worth.
We'll be on speak to them a little bit later, actually. Once they've done the honour. So each torchbearer has their own torch, as it were, and it's lit from one to the other. That's how it works.
Yes, and there's an interesting balance of technologies, in truth, that we're seeing there, because the miner's lantern has hardly changed in over 100 years. They're still made by a little organisation in the north of England, but the lanterns have hardly changed. The torch itself, of course, is very contemporary, cutting-edge design, with its 1,000 holes indicating each of the torchbearers.
This is one of your team, and they are now going to do the official lighting, as it were.
Yes, indeed. In fact, what we're seeing now, the two torch security team, who are in fact police officers, who've been trained to do this as well as to protect the flame. They've been working with us, as I said, for some 18 months or so.
I'm just going to take a closer look at the pictures. They've practiced this quite a few times, have they?
Oh, many, many times. You can see the lighting rod now coming into the, just going there into the lantern to pick up the flame. It's quite a precise task, particularly difficult in high winds. We were having a few moments out in Athens when the weather was absolutely dreadful, when they wondered whether the flame would transfer, but it did so. It takes a little while, but it normally gets there.
So it sets off this morning with Ben Ainsley, and it's going to be running all day until tonight, and then where does it go at night?
It goes back into the lantern, protected with a number of the support team, the police team, with it literally sleeping next to it every night. There we are. And now we go on to the torch. Oh, look, straight away, very healthy flame.
Fantastic. So there is Ben Ainsley, 3 times Olympic gold medalist, holding the torch, the first person in this 8,000 person relay. Beautiful shot of Land's End. And he is just one of 8,000 people. How far has he got to run, Neil?
About 300 metres. That's the. It'll vary a little bit. I think he'll manage that. I think that'll be no problem. And of course, it's also designed so that you don't have to run. If there are people who just couldn't manage the run, you can walk it if you have to, or indeed roll in a wheelchair if necessary.
People in wheelchairs, haven't you?
Yes, we have, and each day there are between 100 and 120 torchbearers. There are times, of course, when we have to go into what we call convoy mode. If we're travelling long distances where perhaps there's not very much in the way of population, it goes into the convoy, into the vehicles, and then back into relay mode with torchbearers as often as we can.
Okay, so Lieutenant Commander Richard Full just going off centre stage there. Fantastic to have Ben Ainsley here, isn't it? Because he
really is the ideal first person. We were so thrilled that he could make it, and of course having just taken his latest of many world champions as well, straight from competition into this. And it really is a glorious day, isn't it? Blue sky behind.
Hello.
So different from the weather, as I said, in Athens when it was like a monsoon.
And also this time last year we were here on breakfast and it was not, you couldn't even see the sign, I don't think.
We were shrouded in mist, were we not? We just about saw the sign.
Okay, here he goes. Let's just let him go past that. And I can see the designers running to take a picture of their Olympic torch too. Up on these pictures, but we've got a camera basically just in front of Ben Ainsley, and it'll stay in front of him. Do stay with us though, because we've also got other shots that we can show you if they break up too much, but apologies if there's a bit of breakout.
You probably noticed there the torch also has 3 sides, and that's partly to represent the fact that London's hosting for the 3rd time, the only city in the world ever to do so. But secondly, to celebrate the values of the Olympic movement, and it's The torch also has 8,000 holes to mark every single torchbearer as it goes around the United Kingdom. It's a fantastically successful design. You probably heard earlier on that it won the Design of the Year, not just for goods, but the Design Council decided that across every aspect of Great British design, this was the thing they wanted to celebrate, and we're very thrilled about that. Thrilled also because it's a symbol that will be seen so obviously.
Do you know what? I'm going to interrupt you in a minute because, Bill, we have Lieutenant Commander Richard Full. Morning, how do you do? Do come stand here. We're just watching pictures of Ben Ainsley. Just come and... There you go, just make you stand there. You just handed over the torch to Ben Ainsley. How was that for you?
Fantastic, isn't it? It's brilliant. How far's he got to go?
I think he's only going about 300 metres. You've gone a bit further. Talk us through your journey. So
well, this morning we were up pretty early. We briefed at 05:15. We got all our passengers and our important cargo. And then we launched about 6:30 to get ourselves airborne in good time. So then we went around St Michael's Mount a couple of times, good pictures, Minack Theatre. So we were just holding over there at the Minack Theatre, then we got our sort of run-in time. Yeah, we came in and landed nice and safely.
You've had a very big smile throughout the whole, since I've seen you land this morning, as does Ben Ainsley. Is it special holding the torch?
It is. I was a bit shaky, but yeah, but didn't want to fall over coming out of the helo. But yeah, it was all right. Once I got walking, I was just concentrating and getting down to the side.
And quite an honour as well to carry it in the helicopter.
Absolutely, yeah, a real honour, you know, and being a West Country man as well. To come down here to Cornwall, where I'm based just up the way, it's just fantastic.
So tell us about the sort of practicality.